Younger and younger kids are dealing with anxiety, and with children as young as 4 and 5 experiencing bedtime fears, school avoidance, and big emotional reactions to everyday events. Joining us now with 3 simple strategies for parents to use to help is child therapist and parenting expert Wendy Bradley. It is so wonderful to have you here. So, parents are navigating this with their children too. Can you tell us some strategies that you like to tell them?
Sure, Abby. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, children are really feeling stress, and they feel stress from their parents. They feel stress from the school. They feel just stressors in general in the world that we live in. A lot of pressures on families today. So some of the strategies that I look at when I'm talking to parents in particular to help them kind of cope with these anxieties is, one, I really want parents to understand that what is happening right now, especially for a 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old kid, is not something that is going to necessarily be when they're 15, 16, or 17.
Yeah.
So I often say to them, don't foreverize it.
Don't foreverize it. I really love that. It's important to parents to remember that it will grow with their child, and they'll not necessarily grow out of it, but it will change as they get older.
Absolutely. Children are changing. They're still growing. Their brain is still developing. They are resilient and strong, but they're moving. They're having these moments. It doesn't mean that that's how they're going to be forever. So if a child is co-sleeping with a parent who's 6 years old right now and they can't fall asleep on their own, they won't be sleeping with them when they're 16.
Yeah, everything is temporary. And it's important to remember when you're in that moment and they have that energy, you can kind of use redirection as a tool, right?
Absolutely. So when they're feeling those big feelings and those meltdowns, they've thrown their backpack on the floor, don't process with them and say, what's wrong? Get them up, get them a small snack, get them moving, maybe even if it's before bedtime, put them to sleep with a book, calm them in the moment, but don't process the moment with them. Like, help them work through the big feeling, maybe even stomp around the house if it's before bedtime. They can draw and scribble. They can move that big feeling out of their body, but don't process it with them in that moment.
We love that. And then, so you have that third tip, the strategy that we can use too. What's that one?
Yes, and I think it's really important that parents need to understand that this is something that can change and they can develop. They can work through these big scary feelings, and they can survive this big scary feeling. Because it's just a feeling, and it's really important that they need to be brave in that moment, and they can survive it. It's not forever.
Yeah, we have a really good way to kind of survive that. You have a little a company right here. Can you tell us about your book?
Yes, well, Spidey Senses is a book that I wrote and illustrated.
Beautiful.
It's about a spider who's really afraid of everything. I mean, how ironic that their little friend, Lady, the ladybug, is the brave one. And so Spidey learns from Lady how to kind of cope with these big feelings in the same way that we do, through breathing, through distraction, but it's made for really young children.
I love that. That's so sweet.
I also did an accompanying book, which is like a workbook. So they, they can totally draw, they can doodle, they can color, they can scribble, they can rip it, they can do whatever they want to it. It's their space.
Yeah, redirect that anxious energy that maybe a lot of children are feeling.
Yeah.
I love that.
And learn to be brave in the moment.
Yes, absolutely. Wendy, we got to get our hands on Spidey Senses. Thank you so much for joining us. This is perfect. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Abby. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, anytime.